Another analysis video here. Request from one of our community members. I like calling it a community. I know we're not like, a Discord. Thankfully, we're not a Discord. But you guys are my community. So someone from the community requested another ASML video, considering the last one we nailed. That was an awesome trade. I think we got in like right here. Yeah, right here off of this rejection. So we could have gotten in here, but we wanted some confirmation, and then saw ourselves with a nice more than 130 point move. And then also found the bottom beautifully, right? This was a perfect bottom. We're looking to prove this teal. We came down into our demand and we proved them both beautifully, and then saw again another 130 plus point move, even more upward. So yeah, let's go ASML. Now let's do an updated analysis. I haven't touched the algorithm since those two trades. So let's work with what we have here a little bit. The first thing I'm seeing is obviously, we had a nice breakout of this red strong selling. We see that we were respecting it on the lower time frame here on the sell side, but ultimately higher time frame teal prevailed, and we made our way up back towards higher time frame teal, and we saw ourselves pop out a little bit above, right, giving us like kind of a hint of buying, tapered buying, right? So that gave us a little bit of a scare maybe. If we're going to go down to the lower time frame. But again, this green algorithm is something that we know about. This is the bearish liquidity builder, builds liquidity to dump us, and these are higher time frames, but also happens in the lower time frame. That's how we initially identified this trade here. We saw bearish liquidity building, beautifully, and then dumps. So similarly, we could potentially be seeing it here, but more so than that, I'm seeing a liquidity build selling. I am seeing us respecting this teal on the sell side beautifully, and maybe we have a little bit of a fight to be had, which actually it looks like purple. Let's plug in purple on the lower time frame here. Beautiful. A fight between teal and purple, and what do we know? Teal usually wins. So we keep proving teal on the sell side. We'll find ourselves breaking out of purple. Maybe we want to come down. Maybe red starts to peak in here. Have we seen red reacting here? Not really, but maybe it wants to start to control us a little bit and take us down to a retest of this red and close this gap. But I don't know we have to do that just yet. Why? Because I do think we have higher time frame, more work to do if we're going for all-time highs again. And what that means is I see this massive liquidity zone here that we are going to have to break out of. And in order to do that, we're going to have to tap into it. And we're going to have to come back down for liquidity. So we have some work to do. It lines up very nicely with our purple. So higher time frame, we can still be saying that on the buy side, we might reject off purple. On the sell side, we are respecting a taper. Ultimately, our goal is to come right to teal, proof teal on the higher time frame, and ultimately even higher up here. But in order to do that, we have to, on the lower time frames, prove it. So what do I see here? Potential really nice cup close handle being built and respecting our teal taper on the handle, which is very nice. A little bit of deeper move down would be nice as well. But essentially, I can very much and very confidently want to see us making a push up to this purple in the 780s, and then potentially even a relief continuation into the 800s and find this zone for a rejection. From there, I will expect a push back down to find liquidity, but we will let the algorithms speak when we get there. Ultimately, what we do have to be careful is this green algorithm. We can remove all of the lower time frame chaos, but ultimately, this green algorithm is going to be what we need to avoid. So if we do come up here and it lines up beautifully to where we want to see ourselves in the 830 range at this liquidity level, we are going to probably prove this green and make our way back down to green, maybe even down to the taper or teal. So that's really what I am seeing here. I'm expecting some sort of maybe movement here to prove teal again, but ultimately make our way up to purple on the breakout of this neckline, maybe come back down again to proof teal, and then find our way up to liquidity and green. And from there, I would like to see us come back down. So do with that what you may. I don't have a clear trade for right now. What I would say is if we do break this teal and purple right over here on this lower time frame, I would look for a trade like this. Maybe smaller time frame to purple, but then ultimately to this liquidity zone. That is actually a pretty nice trade if we get the opportunity to do that around 10 to 1. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for that. But this does look nice. This does look pretty nice. Happy trading all.